from 1 million to 10 million, M&A expert, investor, entrepreneur in construction, waste management, and healthcare.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna ask you questions specifically about that because I think it's brilliant. I love that actually.
You're listening to the Dory Podcast, where we spotlight the people, ideas, and businesses keeping Ottawa running. From contractors to real estate investors, entrepreneurs to industry experts, we dive into real conversations and help grow everybody's pie.
Episode 34, Crush Construction.
We're on.
All right.
Martin Perras from Crush Construction.
That's right.
Welcome to the Dory Podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For having me.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think this is going to be a fun chat. I think I delved into a bit of your history and where you came from and the things that you've done. Mm-hmm. And I think people are in for a treat.
Oh, I hope so.
Good stuff. So Martin, I mean, obviously, you know, we introduce you as a Crush Construction now, but there's a background behind that is entrepreneurial in spirit. So can you give us a bit of an idea of how you got to being to Crush Construction?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, where it really started, I started off as an acupuncturist. So someone who puts needles in people. And it was my wife and I we started our own clinic. We called it Oak Tree, and we started downtown Ottawa. And luckily enough, we started that clinic, and it was our house.
Okay.
And we lived upstairs, and we would go downstairs, and we would operate our clinic, and we got to grow it. And it was a great way for us to build a bit of a nest egg because we were building a business, and at the same time, it was our house, so there was a bit of a real estate play happening. And after a while, we were accumulating some equity, we were paying off things, and it's really what allowed us to get into our second location for our second building. And I always kind of had in the back of my mind that I wanted to buy the real estate, improve the property, put in a clinic, start running it, and then copy paste it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's how I really started as an entrepreneur. It was her and I just starting our own clinic, very operational focused, just building a business, and gradually tying some real estate to it that allowed us to grow.
Okay.
We now have 3 locations. We franchise our business. And as
you franchise the acupuncture business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chiropractic and acupuncture. Oak Tree Health is a franchise.
Okay.
So we're right now trying to still continue to grow that franchise. Mm-hmm. Gradually as I was expanding that and thinking about like how am I going to grow these clinics, I got very much interested into mergers and acquisition, M&A, and through that, I was like, well, instead of always starting a new clinic and organically growing it, I thought, well, maybe I could go and buy one that was already existing, that had some reputation that I could. And I went through a period probably of 6 months to do that. And I realized how hard it was buying clinics because they're very much tied to the doctor, the practitioner. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I couldn't find a good deal, something that, and I had taken some training and some courses around that time, and someone had guided me and said, why don't you look at a different industry? And the advice was, look at an area where you spend a lot of money into. Mm-hmm. And as I was always doing renovation and construction. And that's where I thought the idea, okay, well, what if I pivoted and went into construction? And it was around that time that COVID was around, construction was booming, and I decided to take the leap and buy an excavation company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a big, like, from going to acupuncture to excavation.
Yeah.
So I didn't do this alone. I had someone who was with me that had 30 plus years of experience in that field. And that's how I got into eventually. Now, recently, I acquired 2 other construction companies. Well, one has to do with concrete forming. The other one has to do with waste management. Waste management is often tied to construction.
Okay.
And that's how Crush got started.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And do the Oak Tree businesses, do they still
They
function?
still operate, yeah.
Okay.
So we have a location in Orleans,
Okay.
one downtown Ottawa,
Okay.
and one in Stittsville.
Okay, sounds good. And you don't operate those, or you operate those?
I don't anymore.
Okay.
I'm involved a bit in some of a few decisions, but my wife Emily is still working at the downtown location.
Okay.
And we're still.
And you're looking to expand that still? Or?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, we're already still looking at. We've been looking for a while.
Okay.
But it's not the easiest. You know, when you're expanding, you have to be careful. We tried to expand, and we did one of those. Boom.
Okay. And what? How so?
It was we bought a property in Barhaven.
Okay.
And we thought we were going to be able to develop it, and we weren't.
Okay.
We were having issues with connecting with water and sewer, and sure enough, after about a year of stalling, and we're having challenges with the city for permits and all that, we decided to let it go, and unfortunately we sold it at a loss, but sometimes you got to do that to move on. So.
Yeah. And so the concept for you is really to buy a house and have a clinic inside, or
Well, that's what we've done so far. Now it wouldn't have to.
And
be
does it have
house.
like a mixed use? Like, is it where you have do you actually have people living in those houses? And
No, not anymore.
Okay,
Not anymore.
okay.
Yeah.
So they get converted to
They get converted
the
into
professional-
clinics. Yeah,
Okay, the
yeah.
professional clinics, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then if ever like it was a larger building,
Mm-hmm.
we could have some mixed use and 2 units or 3 units, and that's something we've investigated a bit.
Okay. So that's still in the plans.
Absolutely.
Good for you. And the excavation business, like where do you focus that energy? Because it's obviously it's different than the clinics.
Yeah.
So is that like what kind of business are you after? Like what's your ideal client avatar?
Yeah. So I'm not as much involved with the excavation anymore, but I'm more involved in the concrete forming. So that's the Crush Construction does concrete forming. So forming concrete would mean like slabs or foundations, anything related to making a shape of concrete. So I'm very much involved in that and with the waste management.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. And my day-to-day is really, it's a mix of...
I can imagine.
A mixture of... meeting my key people, my teams, building the team, setting the vision, constantly having a strong eye on finance. So that's an area that I'm pretty focused on. How to make sure everything's in cash flow, work with accountants, work with lawyers. It's... I tell my daughter, she always asks me, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I was like, well, I start my day with a meeting, and then I go to another meeting, and then another meeting, and then
a podcast.
and then a podcast. I call this a meeting. She just saw me. She's like, are you going to a meeting? Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And you're like in Crush Construction, like who is your ideal client avatar in there? They're residential, commercial?
Mostly residential, what we do. So we're located in the Renfrew area.
Okay.
So we target more the Ottawa Valley. And we work with other builders. This was an existing company that I bought, so it already had relationships with builders. And we have our forming crew, but we also sell a product called Nudura ICF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is an insulated concrete form. So which was one of the main reasons why I was interested in this business. I think ICF builds great homes.
Yeah.
It's I think a bit of the future. I'm very much into things that are going to be what's called sustainable construction. That concept of building things more long term and more environmentally as well.
Yeah.
And ICF and Nudura was something that came with the package.
Okay.
And I was very much...
And where do you see that company going in the next year to 5 years?
So I just see more builders are going to include more ICF.
Okay.
It's going to...
So the adoption rate is... The adoption
it's
rate
increasing.
is going to increase?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there any leverage? Like, I mean, depending on size, because I know a lot of times what ends up happening is just it's a bit more costly, say, than going to the traditional route. So is there more leverage as technology expands or as things go, or anything you're seeing coming down the pipes?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a communication gap at this stage. Yes, an ICF will be a slightly higher expensive to build.
Yep.
But you're going to have some savings in other areas that I don't think it's well explained or well understood.
Like what?
You're going to use less trades.
Okay.
Obviously, you don't need to insulate. The insulation is already there.
Yep.
Part of the framing is already there.
Yep.
So we're cutting down on a lot of the building process.
So that process could be a bit more expensive, but you're saving on other steps.
Yeah. Now, at the same time, you have a house that's much more insulated, better built. It's like tornado and hurricane proof. We don't have hurricanes around here, but they are much stronger, higher warranties.
And would it be fair? I believe there's also a component of energy savings.
Well, that's the thing. Like with the high insulation, you're saving like to heat an ICF home will be much more economical with ICF.
And I would suspect also that even insurance companies would prefer that. I mean, from a standpoint of fire retardant or so. You know, if in the event that there's a fire, then obviously I think that there's a much better percentage that the damage would be limited to a conventional timber home, right?
Yes, and that's something I need to. But that's even myself as a new owner of that product. Yeah, there's still areas that we're not clear on, like what are all the features and the benefits of ICF, and that's why I don't think ICF has really scratched the full surface of.
And is your client avatar now like is that mostly aimed at like the single
custom home?
Custom home, yeah. So people are willing to go a bit further as opposed to a developer that builds a bunch of them and trying to cut
in
costs.
like in new multifamilies, a lot of times you want also better soundproofing.
Of course.
And that's where ICF can come in very much.
Because the ICF, correct me if I'm wrong, but ICF in a multifamily environment, that wouldn't be the separation inside. It would just be the exterior envelope, right?
Well, you could do you could do.
I mean, I know the firewalls, but typically between units, I think that would. I don't think I've seen those, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And also what I find interesting is that when we look at your profile on LinkedIn. I just love this, but you have from 1 million to 10 million, M&A expert, investor, serial entrepreneur in construction, waste management, and healthcare.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna ask you questions specifically about that because I think it's brilliant. I love that actually. So good on you. But
do you know how I got that?
No, that's why I want to ask you.
Okay. So I asked ChatGPT to tell me, what do you think my LinkedIn profile should be? Yeah. Okay. And ChatGPT already knows me now because I interact with it all the time.
Interesting.
And that came from ChatGPT.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did ChatGPT get the 1 million to 10 million?
Well, it kind of knows my background. It knows what I've done and how many employees and the type of I don't know if it knows. Yeah. It doesn't have an idea of my bank account and my tax returns and all that stuff.
Of course.
But it just knows where we're at and
But when it writes 1 million to 10 million, are you talking net worth? Are you talking top line revenue? Like what is that?
I'm talking top line revenue.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. And M&A expert. I mean, you alluded to it at the beginning. Yeah. And that's a tough thing to do, obviously.
Yes.
To especially in the realm where you're, like you said, you're trying to assemble existing clinics. I'm assuming you're still going that route, or are you just saying no? I'll just look at buying and then leasing out the area as a franchise. Because I think when you had the conversation with Rochelle from my team, you mentioned the concept of the McDonald franchise.
Yes.
And I mean, The Founder is my favorite movie.
Okay, yes, I like that movie very much.
So I'm then you're now you're speaking my language. I think that's phenomenal. The thinking behind the real estate asset itself, and then leasing back the the real estate to a franchise and then keep it controlled in case that there's and I'm assuming that's what you meant when you say you want to buy other properties and do that, right?
Yes.
So you would secure the asset and then offer somebody else to open up an oak tree clinic in there as a franchise.
That's exactly
right. Yeah. Good stuff. Good for you.
Selling a commercial property? At Dory, we know how to attract the right buyers, price strategically, and help you get over the finish line and close. Let us market your asset the right way and help you get the returns you deserve. Visit us at dorymultiresidential.com.
So anybody wants to open a clinic, I think there's an easy in here.
Yeah, and the challenge is, running a successful clinic. There's only about 20%. You look at this, there's only about 20% of, I would say, chiropractors or acupuncturists that are truly successful.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
only 20%.
I would say, from observation, I don't have it, but from observation.
So successful meaning that they have their own businesses, or they can earn a living. Like what do you define that? Like, just so.
I would define it just being productive with their time, seeing a certain level of volume of patient loads, being able to stay in business for X number of years, seeing growth. That's what I mean by successful.
Okay.
Most clinics tend to plateau after a few years and can never achieve a higher level of growth.
And what do you think they're missing as a tool to get the next level?
I think you have to have a business mindset.
Yeah.
You have to constantly think about like marketing, advertising. These are often people that went to chiropractic school. They were more like science-based people, wanted to help, wanted to care for people, wanted to be a doctor, but not necessarily wanted to know everything about marketing and finance and
And are you suggesting that perhaps it's because they're not maximizing their time, or there's just 24 hours in a day and they're selling their time, so it's limited?
Well, it's tough because, just like in business, you have people that are more like the technician, people that are more like the people that kind of oversee the business, the executives, and you have the people the big vision people type. Well, when you're working such in a smaller company, you have to be all three.
Right.
And oftentimes usually the smaller it is, you'll focus on the technician part, like just the day-to-day operations. Which is needed to keep the lights on and keep everything going. But if you don't have anybody setting a bigger vision, looking after like maybe bigger deals, how we're going to really grow, how we're going to attract talented people, those kind of bigger questions, you're not going to get there.
Yeah, because running a business and working on the business is a very different set of skills, right? So because I find it interesting when you say when you talk about it, because obviously these types of services, if you're the doctor performing the service, then you're limited on to how many services you can offer for a very specific period of time, right? So
they work hard at what they do. And they are busy enough, and they're small enough where like one little thing really disturbs the whole operation. You have one of their staff person or the key person who's sick, which we've seen a lot of that. We went through COVID, all the obstacles of that. You were running promotions stopped working.
Right.
Oh, why?
Right.
There's a million reasons for that.
Right.
It's not easy being small.
No. Well, you can earn a living.
You can earn a living, but it's easy to have some good years and then slowly have some hard years.
Yeah. No, we the joys of entrepreneurship and going to the next level. Yeah. And you have here also, obviously investors. I'm assuming investor, you're referring to the real estate that you've invested in and the oak tree clinics that you have. Is that, or is there?
The investors part is it's a small part of what I do. I have a few key investors.
Okay.
Capital raise is something that is always on the back of my mind. As you're growing, you want to have access to more capital so you can deploy more of your projects and figure out ways. So I do have a few key people, but it's a small part.
Yeah.
With time, that's probably going to get bigger and bigger. But as someone who it does mergers and acquisition, it's never a bad idea almost to present yourself as an investor, because that's in some ways what you do. And you buy companies to hopefully deploy capital to be able to then increase the shareholders' value of those people and that money.
And in the M&A space, were you successful in getting like to buy another clinic, or you just decided not to do it?
So I have yet to have bought a clinic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, sounds good. And then you also have, and waste management also is you were saying waste management in combination with crush construction and ICF forming. And so expand on that. Like, what is that all
Sure.
about? Yeah.
So, I think if I had to break it down into where are my two business passions?
Yeah.
One is in sand pits.
Yeah.
Aggregates.
Okay.
And that's where the concrete comes from.
Yep.
And the other one is in waste management.
Okay.
I like natural resources.
Yep.
I like the fact that a sand pit is an easy business, fairly easy to understand. And I like being involved in the environment.
Okay. And the sand pit, is that part of crush construction, or sand pit is you're buying your cement from a sand pit, or what is that in relation to crush construction?
So crush construction is our big umbrella company.
Yeah.
Under that, we have a bit of a concrete forming division.
Yep.
And when you're doing concrete forming, one of the big things you're buying is concrete.
Yep.
Right now, we have an arrangement with a specific concrete plant.
Okay.
And that concrete plant will make concrete, and that concrete comes from the sand.
From the sand pit, okay.
Yeah.
But you don't, that crush construction is not the sand pit, is what I'm getting to.
Yet.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Somebody looking at the YouTube video, you'll see that you got a smile on your face from that. So that's awesome. And the waste management portion,
So the waste, dealing again with being involved in the environment is something that when I said I like sand, I like aggregates, I really like the idea of what's called recycling aggregates. So that's something that I think is going to become more and more, and you're already seeing little parts of it.
Yep.
But finding ways to, like, concrete can get recycled or can find other uses for it. Asphalt as well. People crush asphalt and we'll use it for
reuse it. Yeah.
We'll use it that's kind of how things evolve with me.
Okay.
Things that really, like, I would learn. I'd spend hours and hours learning about it. So that's kind of how to reuse and recycle things, and especially our natural resources, which are so precious.
Yep.
We should make sure that we take really good care of them and find ways to put everything as much to use.
Yeah, and reuse them. Yeah, instead of discard. So good stuff.
So to answer again your question, I have a transfer station in Shawville.
Okay.
And that's where we receive a lot of the municipal waste from the Pontiac region, recycling as well.
Okay.
And then we also have lots of dumpsters, lots of bins throughout the area.
Okay.
And we go and collect that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And is that tie into crush construction, or the two separate? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're within the same.
It's under the umbrella.
That's under the umbrella.
Yeah, but we have crush waste management.
Oh, okay.
Or in French, enviro crush.
Okay. Okay.
And then we have crush forming.
Okay.
And we have a crush construction.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And when you're building a company, you have to
100%.
You have to create.
And they're all within the core, obviously, of the construction industry, right? So they all need those services in order to. And I think you alluded to the fact also that part of this journey for you is to get into development.
Yes.
Did I misunderstand that, or
no? Okay. No. As we're putting all, like, we have the excavation company.
Yeah.
We have the forming company. We have the concrete that's coming.
And when you say we, is that you?
Crush. Me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, is there partners in this company, or it's this?
No partners.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
And so we have a few lands that we're looking at and
to develop.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And
developing what exactly? What product are you looking to develop?
Townhomes, single homes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So development projects to sell to the end consumer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And which part of town are you
in Renfrew?
In Renfrew.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for you. So anybody looking for a house in the future in Renfrew, they may be buying and use a product from you.
Yeah. If it's not next year, I could probably see it the following year. These are big projects that take time to come together. But we're slowly putting some of the pieces, and we have, as you are an entrepreneur, I'm sure you have all sorts of ideas, and sometimes you're like, oh, will this work? And you're putting energy into it. And I'm already meeting a few people to see if this is going to happen this spring.
Yeah.
But I know
it's
in
a
the
good
future,
extension of what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know in the future, if it's not this year, next year in the spring, we'll maybe plan for the following year.
And what needs to happen for this to happen in the spring of next year?
Just to make sure that the plan is more prepared and solid, and we have a better idea of all the steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about financing? Yeah,
financing is a big part of it.
Yeah. It's usually a big part.
Money is not much happening. They say in development you have to have deep pockets. So that's which is true.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but if you also have a good plan, I think the idea of any type of financing or a deep pocket idea, you really have to step it back with like a lot of logic and a plan and so.
Good stuff. Be looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
So when will you know if you're moving ahead with that in the spring? Is that you're working on that actively right now?
We're active. Yeah. Just
trying to figure
today
that out.
I had a meeting, and it's not nonstop.
Okay.
If we feel like we're ready to pull the trigger, when we will do it. And who knows? Maybe the lands that we're looking at maybe are not the right ones, and the models we're looking at, the designs, we're still very much in the early stage.
Looking for stable income-producing assets? At Dory, we help clients buy and sell commercial properties that deliver long-term value. From multifamily buildings to turnkey retail and office investments, let's talk about your next smart move. Visit us at dorymultiresidential.com.
And are you aiming for like what level are you aiming for, the mid grade, the high end, the low end? Like what are like economical starter homes? Are you looking for like what is that demographic that you?
Yeah, so in Renfrew you have a lot of people retiring or new families just getting started.
Okay.
So that would be the demographic.
Okay, so entry level and cost effective homes. And are you suggesting to use the ICF type product to do that, or? Sorry.
No. Well, that's definitely a question we haven't fully determined.
Because depend like on the forming side, if somebody wants your services but not the ICF product,
we do that.
again. Okay,
so we could do the foundation for those.
Okay.
But I'm still in the stage of really getting clear on the type of homes I want to build. And I think like before let's go build some homes and just put it all together. And I don't want to do what everybody's doing. That's something I do know. I've always been a bit of a...
what is everybody doing that you don't want to do?
Not to...
We don't have to say it, but I'm just,
Well,
I find it interesting.
For one, I do want to look for little ways to incorporate environmental
from that
ideas.
angle. Okay.
I definitely want to have more environmental, and even if it's a small aspect or like I was talking to certain people and they were saying, well, some of what you want to do is for more higher end. And I was like, yes, you're right, but the principle doesn't change. So principle doesn't change, but the amount of it could change. So another idea, one of the things that I really love about homes is when you see a home that has elements of things that were reused.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So perhaps the floors got reused. Perhaps some of the windows to add like something unique to it.
Okay.
I like visiting homes that have been. I went to a home about a month ago. It looked like it was built 100 years ago. Okay. The craftsmanship was incredible. Okay. It was only built 15 years ago. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You couldn't but they added elements into it that really, really gave a story to it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So your appetite really, when you say something different, is really to bring an element of environmental friendliness to the construction, whether it's reused products or some type of element to really
that is definitely one of them.
Enhance. Okay.
And just in business, you always have to find out how you're going to clearly differentiate yourself.
Yep. And some people would love that. I mean, so let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
There's a big appetite for people seeking for people who go the extra mile.
Yeah.
To make their product more environmentally friendly. So
absolutely.
Yeah, if you can find that angle in a way that makes sense, economically.
Yeah.
Then it's an interesting proposition for sure.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. And also, I mean, obviously, one of the things we chatted about, I want to make sure before I brought it up on the podcast, you put a post online and you allude to the fact that I guess you brought in a company called Carpenter AI.
Yes.
And I said, Martin, I want to make sure when you say AI, is it AI like artificial intelligence or it doesn't mean something else? And he says, no, Dan, it really is artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So tell us, like, what, because I love that stuff. So, and I'm sure some people listening in would appreciate it. So what was that all about? Bringing Carpenter AI into.
So when you're buying a company, you buy it because you believe you have a plan that you can increase the value of it.
Okay.
And one of the easiest model to put in is bring in technology into it. And right now, the big thing that we need to really look at is how we can bring in artificial intelligence, how we can bring in new technology into businesses or ideas or projects. So Carpenter AI, it's a company out of Vancouver, BC, that comes into a business. They spend a full day with me learning all the ins and outs, how we operate. They interviewed some of my key people. And then they've already started making recommendations on how they could implement more artificial intelligence into my businesses so that we can improve efficiency.
That is impressive. I was listening into a mastermind a few days ago, and they're talking about the fact that the smartest minds think that within 3 years, artificial intelligence will have changed the whole work landscape.
Right.
And 3 years is not a long time.
No.
When you think about it. Whereas, and they're talking about having, like, everybody has a job, whichever, the value of their hireability, being able to be hired is that if they bring AI as a key metric or like an assistant type, a template with them. And how, if people aren't, getting onto that bandwagon and really learning how to make AI make themselves a lot more efficient and be able to bring that to the workplace, it'll be like somebody hiring somebody today that doesn't know how to work a computer. Yeah. Right? So, and that's happening live. So it's quite interesting. And I love this stuff, me personally. I mean, there's some of it's a bit scary, but the other stuff that, you look at it from a standpoint of efficiency. And I find it fascinating that they're expecting that to happen within 3 years, where the whole landscape will change. Right. Where if people aren't paying attention to that, it's it'll be quite concerning. So that's why I was intrigued by that. And
it's so important that we stay on trend.
Yeah.
In anything we do, and there's no doubt that AI is the next trend that we have to, and you don't want to be left behind. Of course. So, it's not that everybody has to become and actually probably what we'll realize is that AI, I think, will allow people that don't have, the technology background to really embrace more of it. It'll make it easier and easier and easier. Yep. You want to do a website, but you've never coded in your life, AI will help you get to that. Right. We have brochures made just like that. Yeah. We have when we're not sure how to do it, we ask different AI tools to help us do it. Yeah. And it just allows us to make our work more efficient. And at the end of the day, that's what we should be thriving towards, is increasing efficiencies. Of course. Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of inefficiencies obviously built into the systems right now. So those changes as they
as people chip away from it, and once it takes place, it's going to be, I think it'll be life altering. Yeah. And are you able to share some of the, like, one of the anything that they're suggesting that you implement AI with? Obviously, I'm sure it's not operating the forms or doing the concrete yet, but.
No, it's not that. But like one of them is in our job costing. Yeah. Just to better understand and how to make better job costing decisions. Another one is in dispatching. We have a lot of trucks. Okay. So our trucks are constantly. And
so efficiency in the routes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And and also just increasing communication. We have a truck that comes in, needs to all of a sudden, like when the unknown starts to happen, AI can help make sure that everybody's on the same board. Better decisions get made. Information becomes more available. Okay. So that kind of things.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, no, that's awesome. And has AI played any role in your like the Oak Tree clinics, or?
Not as much. Yeah. I guess because I haven't been so involved with the Oak Tree clinics at this stage. Okay, so that's it's a bit, but I do want it to. It is something that I want to that Oak Tree gets more on top of it for sure. Yeah. And we are looking into it. Again, it's just. Yeah, so many hours in it. Yeah, and then you got to focus on. You have to. My focus. People they kind of are you still focused on Oak Tree, or my focus is 100% on Crush. On Crush, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's on Crush and efficiency and expanding its reach, development ability, and we already have our 10-year plan. Yeah, we already. Good for you. Yeah, good for you. So where can we expect to have Crush in the next 12 months? Well, in the next 12 months. I would say we would probably be. There's a few things I don't want to say. No, but don't say it. Then. Yeah. No. What can I say? Sorry, I'm giving. Yeah. No, what you don't have to answer if you don't. I think our concrete forming division is going to get in the next year. This year, I would say, like when I just stepped into the year, and I would say when you're buying a company, your first 6 months is a transition period. You're integrating. It was an existing. It's company. An existing company, so I'm integrating ideas, new procedures, new policies. So I'm still in that stage. Okay. And then after that, but in a year, hopefully we've expanded the crew a bit, and maybe we're doing. Building. In development. Yeah. We're doing the development. If not, we're participating in other developments. Of course. Yeah, you're already playing a role. Yeah. So. And what about like 5 or 10 years? Like what does that look like? Or what's the vision for that? Yeah. So at that point, we will have the concrete plant. We will play a role in more recycling concrete. The waste management, I think that's an area that I'm going to be super excited to see grow. It's in an area, for example, where composting doesn't exist. Okay. So we hope to play a key role in offering composting services. Okay. There'll be more, I think, the city of Ottawa, Gatineau region, the Outaouais, they know that we have to be aware of, we have some waste challenges. Yep. We have some challenges with landfills. We need some solutions. So I hope that Crush can be involved in it. Yeah, you can play a role in helping find solutions. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. Anything else we didn't cover? I like sports. I like sports. Go Sens, go, I hope. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. My son wouldn't agree with that. He's a Habs fan. But he's a what? Canadian. Okay. That's okay. We won't have him on a podcast. No. But did you see the criteria? It had to be a Sens fan to come on? Definitely. I got my jersey. I'm definitely a Sens fan. You're good. Yeah. Hey, Martin, thanks for coming on. I think it was a fun chat, and look forward to seeing where Crush Construction is going to be in the next 6, 12, 5, and 10 years. Thanks, Dan. Good stuff. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Dory Podcast. If you're an entrepreneur or investor focused on real estate in Ottawa, we want to hear from you. Apply to be a guest and check out our video content anytime on YouTube.